Hey guys, welcome back to ProgramHub. My name is Vishal, and in this video we are going to continue with the tags. Now in the last video we learned about the most essential tags that we use most commonly inside the body tags so that we can define some content as in the heading, as in the paragraph and so on things. So today in this video we are going to learn something more about the tags. So in the last video we covered up the heading tags, paragraph tag, bold, italic, superscript and subscript tags, and today in this video we'll be covering up the image tag, anchor tag and the break and horizontal rule tag. Now before starting out with these tags, we have to learn something more about tags, and that is attributes. Now today before starting with the image and anchor tag, we are going to learn about attributes. So what is attributes? Now attributes tell us more about the tags. So these are the things, like these are the properties that tell us something more about the tags. They appear in the opening tag and have two parts, namely name and value. So these are the two parts of an attributes, name and value. Now, how do they appear in a tag? For example, if you consider the image tag, now this is an image tag. Now if we consider this image tag, you can see over here there's something written as src equal to your link to image. Now what does this means? This is nothing but an attribute inside the opening tag. Now over here src stands for the attribute name and your link to image is the attribute value. So as the name itself suggests, attribute name stands for the name of the attribute and src over here stands for source, and the attribute value, the name itself again once again suggests that it is nothing but the value that is corresponding to the source, that is the attribute given. Okay, so all the attributes have two parts, name and a value, and there are much more attributes other than this that we'll be learning out further in our videos to come through. So I hope now you understand what are attributes. Now let's try to learn the image tag. If we consider an image tag, it begins with img, and obviously it's between the opening bracket and a closing bracket. And just for your kind information, the img tag, that is the image tag, it doesn't has a closing tag. So that means if you even write /img, it will make no effect onto the HTML, and if you do not write even, it will make no effect. So we only have the img tag. So this is one of the tags in the HTML that is a special kind of a tag where we do not have a closing tag. So to insert an image, you just need to write the img tag and that is it. So over here we have to write img src. Src stands, once again I will explain this to you, src stands for source, equal to, in the double quotes open, okay, in the double quotes open, you need to insert the link to your image. Now what is the link to your image? So your link to the image, it simply means that you are providing the link so that it can redirect to the image that you're pointing to. For example, let's take up an example over here. You can see over here I have an image that is inside the directory where my HTML file is standing there. So if I need to add this image to my HTML file, how can I do it? Let's try doing it. Let's get to the editor over here. So let's begin. Opening bracket img, okay, src equal to. Now inside this double quotes, I will try to add the name of the file, name of the image file, and over here I have ph.jpg. So it automatically detects over here inside the Visual Studio, and I just close this. Now I have closed this. I'll save this and give a refresh in my browser. Now as you can see over here, there is an image that is displayed on my web page right now. So this is how you can add an image. Now for example, this was an image inside the directory where my HTML file was already there. Now for example, if you have an image that is not in your inside your directory where your HTML file is sitting over there. For example, there's an image that is outside the directory. For example, it's on Google. Let's say you take up any image over here. Let's say a flower. Okay, let's search for a flower. Yeah, good. Let's go to images. Now this is a beautiful flower. I'll just want this to appear on my web page. I'll copy the link to this image. Okay, I'll copy the image address. Now I've copied the image address. Now I will go back to my code, and inside the src double quotes I'll just remove this, and I will paste the link that I have copied right now. And do make sure that you do add the extension of the image file, that is jpg or png or gif, whatsoever it is. Do make sure that you add the extension of the image file. If you forget to add the extension of the image file, the html will not render the image inside your web page. So make sure that you do add the extension of your image file. Now I will simply save this file over here. I will go back to my code and I will try to refresh. Now as you can see over here, the file is now appearing over here. Now we can resize this image and we can do a lot of adjustments over here. Now for example, if I need to resize this image, I will try to add one more attribute over here, that is of width. So width equal to double quotes open and double quotes close. Now for example, if I want to reduce the size to 50%, I will simply type 50% inside it and I will give it a save over here, and I will try to refresh this page over here. Now as you can see over here, it has been reduced by 50%. Similarly, if you want to reduce this in terms of pixels, let's suppose you want to reduce this to 200 pixels. So you can type 200 pixels, px stands for pixels, give it a save and try to refresh. Now as you can see over here, your image is resized to 200 pixels. Similarly, as we have the width, we also have the height constraint. If you want, you can also add the height to it. So height equal to double quotes open and close. Now if you want, you can just simply type in 100 pixels and save. Now give it a refresh over here. You can see that your image is now compressed 200 pixels of width and 100 pixels of height. So using this, you can compress your image to any size, or you can resize your image to any size. But I will only suggest you to use either of the one constraint. Either use the width constraint or either use the height constraint, because if you use both of the constants, your image might get into a weird ratio and it might look something like this. That's not good enough. So I will just try to add only one constant over here, that is of the width constant. So if you want, you can use the width constant, or if you want, you can use the height constant, depending upon the type of the image or type of the space you have on your web page, right? So I will try to refresh this and I will look at it. Yeah, that's fine. That's very good and amazing. So let's get ahead now. Now let's get ahead with the other tag, that is an anchor tag. Now what is an anchor tag? Now for example, you want to have something inside your web page that points or links to a different web page or to a different address inside your web page. For example, I want there should be a link that should point to google.com. So to add that, there is an tag over here that is named as an anchor tag. So an anchor tag starts with a, and obviously it's inside an opening and a closing bracket. Inside the anchor tag, you have an attribute that is written as href. Now href equal to double quotes open, double quotes closed. Inside the double quotes open and double quotes closed, you have to write your link. Now whatsoever it might be, that's up to you. And after that, you have to write the name that you want to give that link to. For example, you want to write click here, and clicking on that button or clicking on that text, it will be pointed out to the other web page, that is for example a google.com page. Okay, and it's closed by and /a. So this is how you have to write an anchor tag. Now there's a very important thing that is to be noted by you. Whenever you are writing the link, okay, for example, in place of your link, whenever you are trying to insert a link, make sure that you do add http or https. Now, for example, if you're on example.com and you want your text or your button, that is click here button or whatsoever text it might be, to point to google.com, and you forget to add the HTTP or HTTPS protocol. Okay, that's a very important protocol, by the way. And if you forget to add that, what will happen? So you just write google.com. Now this will not point to google.com. Instead, it will just create a directory after example.com, and it will start to point to that file. Now for example, it will go on to search for the file example.com slash google.com, since http or https is missing over here. Now if instead of google.com you tend to write https google.com, so now it understands that you are trying to point it to a very different website that is not example.com. Now it understands that we are referring to a website that is out of the example.com. So now it will point to the website that is https google.com. So make it sure that you do write https or http if you're pointing to some other website other than your own website or other than any page inside your website. Okay, so let's give it a try over here. Let's get to the editor. Now let us suppose that I need a text that should point to google.com. Let us suppose over here I write a text over here. First of all, I'll open the anchor tag, then href equal to double quotes open. I'll just add https colon double forward slash google.com. Right, I'll close the bracket over here and I'll write over here click here. I'll give it a save. I'll try to refresh. Now I can see over here there's an text over here that says click here, and now if I click on this, it will refer me to google.com. So that is how it's done over here. So now let's get to the other tag that we have inside our list, that is the break tag. So we have the break tag inside our list. Now what is a break tag? Now for example, you're writing a long statement and you need to break that statement into different parts so that every part starts to begin on a new line. For example, let me write up a statement over here. Let me get back to the editor, and in a paragraph tag I write a statement. Hello ProgramHub fans, I welcome you to the YouTube session. Okay, so I've added this statement over here. I give it a save over here. Okay, I've got my web page back over here. Now if you can see over here, it states that there's a statement, hello ProgramHub fans, I welcome you to the YouTube session. Now for example, I want the second part of the statement, that is I welcome you to the YouTube session, to appear onto the next line. Now even if I give it enter over here, I'll try to make it to the next line and I'll try to save this file and I'll try to refresh over here. Now you can see over here that it does not breaks the line. So to break the line over here from at this point, we have to add a tag, that is a break tag. So it is BR, then there's a space followed by a forward slash and then a closing bracket. So this is the breaking point, okay, for the statement. And if I want, even if I take the statement back onto the same line, it will break the statement from the point where the break tag has been placed. I'll give it a save over here and I'll try to refresh. Now you can see that where I've placed the break tag, it has break the line and it has pushed the further part of the line to a new line. Okay, so this way you can try to break a statement into different parts so that it starts from a new line. Okay, now let's get ahead and learn about the last tag that we are about to learn in this video, and that is in horizontal rule tag. Now for example, you want to differentiate two paragraphs and you want a line in between the two paragraphs so that it is differentiated clearly. So how you can do that? Now for example, over here I have also one more paragraph. Now let's say over here, between hello world and this is the beginning, I need a line that is differentiating the heading differently and the content differently. So I'll try to just add an header rule over here, that is a horizontal rule over here, and that is named by open brackets HR and close bracket. That's it. Give it a save and try to refresh. Now you can see over here there's a bar, there's a line that is differentiating the two paragraphs. So if you want to add a line between two paragraphs or a content, you can add that line using the HR, that is the horizontal rule tag. So that is a very simple tag over here, by the way, but it's most commonly used in writing the text and editing the parts inside the body tag. Okay, so that's it pretty much of the most of the essential tags we have covered till now. In the next class, we'll try to learn something more about HTML that will be very exciting. So be stay tuned and make sure that you do subscribe to our channel and also follow us on Instagram so that you get the updates for the latest videos. So meet you in the next class. So till then, goodbye and keep learning.